guys, Jen here.
And I'm a Cap.
And today we'll be bringing you yet another overview of Gamescom. Now this one's going to be based on Microsoft's Gamescom, which looked kind of like a, it was small. It wasn't even that big, and they didn't even announce a lot of new things. So I guess they let everything out at E3 or maybe in the past.
I mean, in the past few months they've had conferences where don't mean to nag on them, but everything they announced when they first announced, like all the features and stuff, they pretty much had to throw a press conference every time they went back on their word with it. So I guess they didn't have a lot to.
Speaking of that, man, what do you guys think of Microsoft going back on their word on every little thing they started with? You remember when Microsoft said DRM? What else? Connect was
always
required.
Online.
Always online. Then Connect required. And now none of those are needed. None of those are needed to have to play Xbox One. They have gone back and have massively failed at publicizing this in a positive way.
I don't know why they went for all that in the first place. I mean, that's why they have the. And if any of y'all are wondering why the Xbox One has the day one update on it, it's because those consoles are still wired and worked to set up for the original how it's supposed to have charging you for everything. It's like Xbox on $5, Xbox off. You do not have sufficient money to turn off your console,
so you have to leave it on with live internet connection required.
Because of your Connect.
Because of your Connect. So they have gone back on that. We don't have much on Microsoft Gamescom, but
we got what we can.
We got what we could, and so today we'll be talking about release date. If you guys saw our last episode, we talked about Sony's release date. It will be on November 15th and November 29th in Europe. And you know what? Looking at Microsoft release date, honestly,
like of all the things, they don't have many cards left in their, their strategic, PR.
They don't have no. They can't pull no rabbits out their hat anymore. They don't have.
So why not just announce when it's going to come out? I mean, they did like a month or so ago announced a November launch window, but why not? Today would have been the day of all days.
What I think they were doing? I think that Microsoft was waiting for Sony to announce
throw the first punch,
so they can come back with a counterattack and we'll do it on the 21st, 1 week before, or we'll do it on Black Friday on the 29th.
Or they can do it on the 8th, which is a whole week before.
Before the PS4, and they'll catch those early wannabe gamers that want to just jump on a new console. So,
but it's their not really their loss because the numbers are pretty much locked in on the pre-order consoles. But at least if there was a, because with the PS4 announced dates. I had planned out how to, pay for games whenever, money came in and stuff. But now as we got the release dates, we can allocate better. I wish they would have done that for Microsoft, just for the fans and games
just so to know, because I'm getting the PS4. I've already said that. But of course, I'll look into the Microsoft 2 later down the road. I'm not buying them at the same time. I ain't no rich ass, but I'm just saying. We both. I mean, who wouldn't want to own both consoles, right?
Yeah, I mean, of course, the games.
So release date is still unknown. Microsoft has not announced a release date. They did not announce anything during Gamescom, and but the only thing is that they got, and also what made things worse for them is that Sony. What about Sony's launch? Where they're going to launch it?
They launched market. Okay, so as you know, whenever I don't know what the original number was, but the latest one I remember is the Xbox was going to be launched in 21 countries. But in this past week, they made an announcement that it was going to be cut down to 13 countries, and it's just mainly the big countries that are still getting it, obviously. But that's 13 compared to Sony's 32 countries, I believe, that it's going to be launched.
They're going to launch the PlayStation 4 in 32 countries, and then they're going to launch the Xbox One in 13. I mean, come on, that's kind of how we know where the battle has been and where everything stands.
And speaking of battle, I mean, I actually saw the list that was cut down. And Battlefield 4 is going to be like one of the biggest games of next gen, obviously. But it's not being released in Sweden, Stockholm, like all the people who don't work at DICE. That's the home of Battlefield, and they're not even going to get to play it. That's a bad move on Microsoft. So
why the hell wouldn't they release it over there?
I don't know. I mean, they have the list, and now they're just cutting it down to more countries. So
I don't know, man. So Gamescom, Microsoft 2013. No release date given. What about indie game devs? All right, here I'm gonna quote this. This is Cap's. Tickles him. It gets to him. It hits him. It hits him on the wrong side. He doesn't really like it. So Microsoft said
And he's quoting this.
Yeah, I'm quoting this. Professional independent game developers who have a proven track record of shipping games on console, PC, mobile, or tablet that have a proven track record. You know, it isn't clear, but they kind of want.
Yeah, it's like they say they will accept any and all developers, indie developers, and I like indie games because that's where you get like the new innovational or
Payday 2. I got Payday 2.
Innovative new titles. That's where you know indies come in. They bring you that, and then you know those games are hits, you know, all the time. But then you know I was reading that, and I was like, so wait a second, you're saying you take any and all comers that want to make games to get in the industry, but then you're saying, but y'all have to have a proven track record, you know. Yeah, how are you going to get proven unless you know?
Yeah, they say that our vision is that Microsoft, and I quote Microsoft once again. Our vision is that every person can be a creator, and once again, it says that they're looking for professional.
So either we're
you have to be
this the wrong way, or you know, then you know something's going on. But the way I'm understanding it, you know, it's really kind of irking me and pissing me off. So you know, I'm not really a big fan of that.
Yeah. So basically, they're talking about Xbox One. And how it's open to independent game developers, but you probably got to have some cash reserves. You got to have you got to have some contacts in the gaming industry.
Yeah, you can't just have some clout to back up.
Yeah, you can't just up and just be like, oh, I'm going to develop. And even though you're a good developer, it's going to be pretty tough to jump in on Xbox One development. And they call it Xbox One. It's called the Xbox ID, short for independent developers. And it will allow qualified game developers. And I quote once again, qualified game developers. So you have to be qualified from Microsoft to actually get into the program. You know, of course, there's always some qualifications, but I bet you they're probably going to be strict in speaking of all these things. And I quoted earlier.
And then like their big thing would probably be as long as you stick to Microsoft as a launch system to release your stuff on.
Yeah. One good thing about being part of the Xbox ID or the Indie Game Developers Forum is that if you do get approved for it, you get 2 free Xbox One development kits, which are pretty expensive. And things are, I heard they run from like $4,000 to $12,000.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, development kits, like actual, the Xbox One in development mode and debug mode and all that stuff. So it costs quite a bit to be a developer, and but overall that's the good thing that they do. So it includes smart glass, multiplayer support, achievements and gamer scores. Tutorials for all that. But once again, that's all that they talked about. Really, their main thing during Gamescom this year was that they were talking about just indie game developers. Yeah. And we were expecting a launch date release or anything like, or release.
Or at least
date.
Some more news. I mean, it was a short conference.
Microsoft was 40 minutes. Yeah, Microsoft was only 40 minutes long, and Sony's was like an hour and 15, I think. So
I mean, they did release some gaming, like games related news and stuff. Yeah. Like you were saying, like the Call of Duty Ghost. Has announced.
Call of Duty Ghosts will have dedicated servers on Xbox One. So all of you Call of Duty fans out there, of course I'm a Call of Duty fan, but I'm not. I'm off that train now. I'm more on my own thing now. But they're talking about they will have dedicated servers for Call of Duty. Call of Duty Ghosts.
So it'll run smoother and less laggier.
Yeah, it'll be a lot quicker and a lot smoother online. So you guys are definitely gonna enjoy that. Talking of that, what about Rise of Rome, man? What do you think about
Rise of Rome? That's like the old Gladiator type game that they're releasing, but they also announced a multiplayer mode for it, which has a mode called I think it's called Gladiator, but the part that I was most interested in is if you've seen the movie Gladiator, Russell Crowe, awesome movie. If you haven't, then you've been living under a rock or something.
You gotta watch.
Cavemen have seen the movie, but anyways. In the movie they have Maximus and his team, or Russell Crowe's team, and they go in and they fight the other the Legionnaires, and it's a big thing. And I'm not saying it'll be you and your team versus the Legionnaires, but it'll be team deathmatch kind of thing. It's just this group of gladiators versus that group of gladiators fight to the death to earn the crowd's favor and whatnot. So. That's a real... That game is going to be bad. Yeah. I'm sorry, I got to cut in. That game right there, he's hyping it up. This is going to be freaking awesome. I mean, I was about to say the other word, but it is going to be bad A, man. I'm definitely looking forward to that, man. That'll probably be my main reason for buying.
Yeah, partner up with you, man, and then we'll go gladiate on some assholes, and I'll be like, cover me! and I'll pick you up on a damn chariot, and you'll come around with a spear and pipe motherfuckers. But there goes the customer. Oh well. But yeah, on top of that, what do you think of the Call of Duty new mode on Call of Duty Ghosts called Blitz? It's called Blitz. Did you hear about that?
I didn't hear about Blitz. I heard about Cranked, which was at the Call of Duty conference. A few days ago.
Yeah.
And that pretty much is like, it's like you're injecting yourself with crank, like Jason Statham, pretty much like that.
Yeah, cracked out.
Yeah, because like you get a kill and like it starts like a 30-second timer. And you get like increased reload. I think it's fire rate as well, but also speed. So
you just become a superhuman with superhuman strength. So kind of like Sticks and Stones on the current Call of Duties, if you play that, or the gun game where you shoot somebody with your pistol and you get a better gun. You shoot somebody with that one,
or
you get
like
a better gun.
Modern Warfare 2, if you ever use the specialist perk kit as opposed to assault or support, once you get like 7 or 8 kills on it with the specialist, you get all the perks and you pretty much become unkillable, if you're that good at Call of Duty.
Yeah, definitely. So there's that mode, and there's also called Blitz. It basically you fight for control of each side of the map on Call of Duty Ghosts. So that's a new gameplay thing. And I know we're talking about games here, but we don't have a lot of Microsoft content. We don't have a lot of things that they talked about,
Really? It was such a short conference.
It was short conference, and they really just played a lot of trailers, a lot of game trailers. So we're just talking about them,
Yeah.
So
one thing that I don't know if if I missed it or didn't read about it was as you know, one of the biggest games in the world is Minecraft right now, and it's already on the.
It's already on Xbox.
Yeah, it's already on the 360. I didn't hear them say anything about it. And I think we actually missed talking about this on our PS4 video.
PlayStation 4.
It's coming to PS4, and also Notch, the guy who created or owns it or whatever.
Yeah.
He also announced that it was going to come out on PS3 and Vita. So that's pretty big news.
Yeah. Definitely. And he actually got a golden PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I was reading about that like a week or so before E3. Actually, they sent him a golden PlayStation.
Yeah. So
nice to be
that's awesome, man. That's pretty badass. So there's that. Oh, actually, we're getting off topic. We're talking about Microsoft here, and we're talking about Sony.
Well, I mean, it led into it.
Yeah, it led into it, but I'm just saying, that's how bad Microsoft's Gamescom was. I mean, we saw a lot of gameplay.
It was just a lack of content.
Yeah,
we're not trying to rag, even though it's real easy.
Yeah. We're not trying to talk bad.
We just didn't talk enough about it.
Yeah. Also, they let out a lot of gameplay talk, and they talked a lot about games and. Let a lot of trailers out, but that's all we got on them, really. There's also, if you pre-order an Xbox One, you get FIFA 14 free. FIFA 14,
yeah, football if you live in the
UK, who wants to play football? But, I guess that'll be, FIFA, I actually did play it back in the day. It is a damn good game. I can't wait to see what they do with this.
You skill to play FIFA.
Yeah, you gotta have
I mean, anybody can play any game, but to play good, you gotta be a skilled player.
Yeah. So, FIFA 14 is awesome. We got... nothing else, really, man. I got nothing.
Oh, wasn't there something we had written down here somewhere about...
Oh, also, let's talk about what let's talk about what Microsoft has to do with going back on everything they've done. Microsoft went back on a lot of things. The Kinect is no longer needed to be connected. They said a lot of things at the beginning when they first announced it, and just to reassure you guys and keep you up to date on news, the Xbox One will not need a Kinect to be able to function like people said back in the day.
And you don't have to be online 24/7. I don't think you have to do the check-in, like 24-hour check-in. I don't think you have to do that either anymore. So that's good news for everybody. You know?
So Kinect is no longer needed to be connected to it anymore. So that's pretty good. It's pretty good, man. And overall, man, I got nothing else. You got anything else to say about them?
Well, no. The other thing I was going to talk about, the Bureau you said had some, Microsoft announced some exclusive content or something.
No, it wasn't the Bureau. The Division. The Division. Tom Clancy's The Division is looking to be a badass game.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited for that. I'm really excited. I think The Division.
He's been making these games for
years. Man, it's gonna be a damn good game. Open world multiplayer in battles all the time. So that's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be pretty awesome.
And you were talking about it. I think it was like the smart glass or the second screen experience. With the Division.
Talking about that. You know what? The Division will be released on multiple platforms, but I think it will have exclusive Xbox One content, and it will be announced. I think they're saying that the exclusive content hasn't been announced officially. It says it'll be announced near release date, but I did look around and find online that it will feature smart glass, you know, real-time strategy smart glass, where you can have your iPad or a tablet, your Android tablet, or your, I don't know if it's going to be iPhone, but you can have the smart glass application installed, and you'll be able to use that alongside playing The Division. So you'll be able to, I guess, kind of look over the battlefield while your friends play online, and you'll be able to, you know, move them around, tell them, let them know, hey, you got enemies flanking from your right, enemies flanking from behind.
So it's kind of like Commander mode in Battlefield 4.
Commander mode in Battlefield. It'll be similar to that, and it's going to be pretty awesome, man. I watched the trailer on it, I watched it, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be pretty badass. So, overall, guys, that's all I got on Microsoft. We don't have anything else but some launch titles. We always end with launch titles. The launch titles, of course, we're going to see the basics. Assassin's Creed,
the games that are always released.
The games that are always released. Assassin's Creed 4, Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, Dead Rising 3 is an exclusive. I can't wait for that. Dead Rising 3 is
it looks pretty.
It's a damn good game back in the day. Dead Rising 2 was awesome. Dead Rising 3 is looking to be a damn good game. Let me see what else we got. Forza Motorsport, isn't that an exclusive? I think.
Yeah, it's a
Forza Motorsport. It's a Microsoft exclusive. That looks pretty good, but I don't like racing games. That's not my thing. Not my cup of tea. What do you like? What do you think?
I mean, I'll play racing games, but not when they're serious like Forza. You know, I'll play like Need for Speed Most Wanted or something, like the more arcadey type of racing games. But you know, Forza is a pretty hot game. It's got a lot of popularity. It's like their answer to Gran Turismo from Sony.
From Sony. Yeah. So basically these are all the launch titles. They're not all of them, but the list is in the comment or in the description below. You can take a look at the list of all the confirmed launch titles that come out when the Xbox One launches. So actually, that's all we got, guys. Anything else you guys want to know or any recommendations, be sure to let us know in the comments below. Overall, this is Jim.
And I'm Cap.
See ya.